Hi, welcome to this session of probability. We have already learned probability associated with events like coin tossing, cards, ball and dice experiment. Today we are going to take up a random problem and try to solve the probability. So the problem is, cards marked with numbers 5 to 50 are placed in a box and shuffled thoroughly. A card is drawn from the box at random. Find the probability that the number on the taken card is 1. A prime number less than 10, 2. A number which is a perfect square. Before jumping in to solve the problem, let us first read the question bit by bit and understand all the aspects of it. First part says cards marked with numbers 5 to 50 are placed in a box and shuffled thoroughly. So what we have been given are some cards that are numbered from 5 to 50 and they have been put in a box. Now they have been shuffled thoroughly, which means we cannot predict the order of placement of these cards in this box. In such a case, the probability is going to remain same for all the cards. Right? Now further we have to draw a card from this box, and the first thing that we have to find is that the card contains a number which is a prime number. And not just a prime number, but it should be less than 10, and then we have to find the probability of it. Now before jumping in to solve the problem, first let us understand what is a prime number. A prime number is a number which gets divided completely either by itself or by 1. For example, 2. 2 can be divided by 1 and 2 can be divided by itself, and we can notice 2 gets completely divided. But if we divide 2 by any other number, let's say 6, then we get 1 upon 3. Or by 3, then we get 0.6, which is not a complete division. So 2 can only be completely divided either by itself or by 1. Similarly, 3 can be divided by 1, it can be divided by itself, but if we further divide it with any other number, we get fraction, or it cannot be completely divided. So 3 is also a prime number. Like that, we have a list of prime numbers which can be divided by itself or by 1. So we have to not only find a card with prime number, but it should be less than 10. So the prime numbers less than 10 will be 2, 3, 5, 7. The next prime number is 11, which we cannot take as it is more than 10. But if we remember, we have cards starting from number 5, which means we cannot really take 2 and 3 as well. So there are 2 prime numbers that we require for this particular event. So these are going to be the favorable outcomes. And how many number of cards do we have? Since it starts from 5 to 50, that means cards 1, 2, 3 and 4 are not there. Correct? So total cards that we have are 50 minus 4, which is equal to 46. So we have 2 favorable outcomes and we have 46 total possible outcomes. Now we will substitute the same in the probability formula, and we have already studied the probability formula for any event can be given by the ratio of number of favorable outcomes to the total possible outcomes. So number of favorable outcomes were 2 and possible outcomes were 46, and we can further simplify them by 2 and we get 1 upon 23. So the probability of drawing a card which is a prime number and less than 10 is 1 by 23. Secondly, we had to find the card which had a number which was a perfect square. Before finding the probability, let's understand what is a perfect square. Well, it is a number that can be expressed as the product of 2 equal integers. For example, 1 multiplied by 1 will give us 1. So over here, these are the 2 equal integers and they are multiplied to give us 1. So this is the perfect square. Similarly, 2 multiplied by 2 will give us 4, which is a perfect square as we are multiplying 2 equal integers. 3 multiplied by 3 will give us 9. So 9 is the perfect square. So these are called the perfect square when we multiply 2 equal integers. So now we have to find the probability that we draw a card between 5 to 50, and that card that we draw is actually a perfect square. So we have to list down all the perfect square between 5 to 50. So we are not going to count 1 and 4. we start from 9. So 9, then 4 multiplied by 4 will give us 16, 5 multiplied by 5 25, 6 multiplied by 6 36, 7 multiplied by 7 gives us 49, and after that obviously it is going to be more than 50. So we have total of 5 favorable outcomes to this particular event, and we know that there are total 46 cards with us. So this same thing, if we apply in the formula, we get 5 upon 46. So there is 5 in 46 chance of drawing a card which has a number which is a perfect square. Now such similar questions make their way in the examinations. We might be asked to find the probability of a number that is divisible by 2 and 3, or a number which is a natural number, or something like that. So we just have to read the question carefully and find all the favorable outcomes to it and the total possible outcome, and just substitute them in the formula, and then we'll be able to correctly solve the problem based on probability.